friends, and welcome to Sustainable Prepping, your home for fear-free emergency preparedness and a sustainable life. My name is Brecky, and today we have the return of the car talk and a quick car chat because I am literally sitting in a Costco parking lot getting ready to go get my monthly Costco grocery restock. And I wanted to do a chat because it's a very busy week for me. After doing Vlogmas, which was so fun, I had to kind of pull back from my regular video schedule, and I wanted to talk a little bit about balancing your preparedness goals with real life. If you're new here, I want to say a great big welcome. I'm so glad you found my slice of the internet. And if you're not new, I want to say welcome back. We are a growing community, and y'all, we are growing. We are fast approaching that 2,000 mark. And remember, when I get to 2,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a Q&A where you guys can drop me all kinds of questions, and I'll be doing a big Q&A. So I'm excited. If that's something that's interesting to you, definitely let me know. So some of you guys who follow my Vlogmas know that I got a new job, and I have just recently started working at my new job, and it's going to be a 3/4 time job. So I will be working outside the home a few days a week, working at home a few days a week. But it is meaning that I have less free time to dedicate towards a lot of the other things that I was doing. One of the things was this channel. I was making a lot more content, doing some of my homemaking goals, doing a lot more of my cooking from scratch goals. And really, it's going to be challenging me to figure out how to prioritize what's most important while I'm working this new job. Now, I've always worked. This isn't new, but things feel a little bit different with older kids, with running around and doing things, with being in a bigger city where stuff just isn't as close, it's not as convenient, and with a little bit less flexibility because of some of the children's schedules. And I want to start a conversation with how do we create healthy priorities and boundaries around our emergency preparedness and other homesteading, homemaking hobbies, goals and things that we want to accomplish without burning ourselves out. Because I can already see some of that fear rhetoric that is floating around. People releasing videos, posts, blog posts, Instagram posts, all about food insecurity, the rising cost of eggs, supply chain issues, looming war, all these things. And they are scaring folks. And so then people have this reaction of wanting to do every single thing and meet every single goal. And then they have to, really sacrifice all their free time, and that can lead to burnout and all kinds of things. And I want us to start having a conversation on how do we prioritize our preparedness, because it matters, right? Family security matters. Your security matters. You matter. But not to the place where it's detrimental to our physical, emotional, mental health. How do we create good, healthy boundaries? One of the things that I am doing for myself is reminding myself that I can't do everything all at once. And I'm allowed to let things go. Just because I let something go for a season doesn't mean I'm letting it go forever. So for example, I had wanted to focus on really building up my bread baking capacities this quarter. But with starting the new job, I think trying to do both of those things is asking too much of myself. So instead, I want to walk it back, focus on my canning, focus on my from scratch cooking that I was already doing, focusing on maybe reducing a little bit of food waste that had already been on my priority list, trying to stick with making my regular videos, right? My homemaking tasks, because the new thing I'm adding in is the new job. Likewise, I had wanted to get back to some of my writing, which is a hobby that I've had for a long time. I love to write creatively. I'd been hoping to join some different groups in that vein. But I also want to really be hitting some of my health goals and my physical fitness goals. I like to lift weights, and there's a couple of benchmarks I want to get. I can't do both. There are not enough hours for me in the day to do both meaningfully. So I'm letting go of the writing right now, and I'm prioritizing the weightlifting. These are the kinds of boundaries I think we have to set, even with preparedness, because I think we can think, okay, I need to go buy the house in the country and I need to get the 20 chickens, I need to get some goats, and I need to start raising my own meat, and I need to have my own honey, and I need to have my own eggs, I need to have my own vegetables. And then all of a sudden we've put $5,000 into building this off-grid lifestyle that we're not really ready for, and we burn out. Or you think you have to build up a year's worth of food storage to have in your basement, and all of a sudden, you realize you haven't been putting any money into savings. Or all of a sudden you didn't do something quite right because you were doing it in haste, and now there's mealworms in your rice. I think slow and steady wins the race. I know, we've all heard that story, the tortoise and the hare, right? But I think slow and steady wins the race. Having good, healthy boundaries, good mental health, good emotional health, good physical health, these are going to help us prioritize what's best for us. For me, as I am approaching this channel, I want to be making content for you, and I really want to get to a place where I'm doing videos every other day, but I know that that's not going to be this month. With the new job, I want to prioritize a lot of my energy there, and it probably won't be this quarter getting to that place. I'd like to, but I can't promise that, because that's a healthy boundary, right? Doing 2, maybe 3 videos a week. I will definitely do 2 a week. I'd like to do 3 a week. I think that that's a healthy boundary I can set for myself, but trying to do 3 and 4 a week might be too much, and that's okay. It's setting a boundary. I think focusing on, for me, I want to be working on my canning. I want to be working on rotating things out of my freezer. I have some meat from a cow that we bought over a year ago, and I really need to use it up, but I'm anxious about not having it in my freezer. So figuring out what I want to do with it. Do we want to use it? Do I want to can it? But it needs to be rotated out of my freezer, making that a priority for this quarter so that we can maybe buy some bulk beef in the spring. I'm sure that there are some folks who've overwintered meats that we can purchase. That kind of a thing is a priority. More routines, really locking in my routines is a priority. This is going to be how I prevent burnout, how I prevent fear from taking over for me. This is how I am going to respond. Instead of trying to run around frantically and do everything, I'm going to respond with calm. I'm going to respond with organization and leaning into what I can do well. I hope that this has given you some food for thought. How can you create healthy boundaries so that you are responding to your preparedness plans mindfully and not burning out? So often at the beginning of the year, everyone's like, new year, new me, set all these goals, do all these things. And then you're running around doing 5 new things and you burn out and you end up dropping them. What is one thing you can add? Maybe 2 things that you can add. But if you add them, is there something you need to take away? Think about how you can create balance. Sometimes balance means saying no to things, and that's okay. That's okay. Your preparedness matters. I'm going to be doing some videos on climate change. I'm going to be doing some videos on storm prep. I still have a video I can't wait to do. I'm hoping to film this week about how to use a blanket fort to survive if the power goes out. I am going to be talking a lot about preparing for instability in the United States government. It is the day after, 2 days after the riots in Brazil, and we're going to see more of that kind of stuff around the world, unfortunately. So just keeping all of that in mind, we have a lot to prepare for, but we don't need to be doing it because of fear. And we don't need to be letting it eat away at us. So creating those healthy boundaries, take 1 or 2 things on, set something aside. Be mindful. As you are going to hear a lot from me over this month, you are your greatest prep. Your mental well-being is a part of your preparedness. Don't let anybody tell you it's not. So take care of yourself in mind, body, spirit, and soul. Take care of your emergency preps. Have your food, have your water, have your medicine. Begin to build community and know that this is an online community where you are welcome. All right, friends, I got to go buy some food. There's some people who are looking at me and giving me some strange looks like they've never seen a vlogger before. I live in the big city. Y'all should be used to this. Anyway, I got to go buy some food, get ready for my children to go home from school. But until the next video, happy prepping.